Michael Myers has had many different masks throughout the Halloween movies. Some have been great, some have been okay, and some have been absolutely terrible. Today we're going to be ranking all 12 Michael Myers masks. I suppose there could be more than 12 because some movies did use different versions, but I just chose one mask per movie, so let's get into it. I'm Pamela, welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Sistapam SPOOKFEST 2024. Let's just get right into the ranking. So coming in dead last at number 12, I have Halloween H2O. This mask is just absolutely horrendous. It was kind of difficult to pick which one would come in last for me, just because there are several terrible ones, but looking at them, this one right here is just the absolute worst. The eye holes are way too big, the hair looks goofy, it's just terrible. So had to give it last place. Next up at number 11, I have the Halloween Resurrection mask. This one is just pretty goofy looking. Again, the eye holes are kind of big, the eyebrows are ridiculous. It's just not the best. It's also not really that scary. It's not as intimidating or creepy looking as some of the other ones. Moving on to number 10, I have Halloween 5. Now this one is also absolutely terrible. I almost wanted to put this one in last place because it is really bad, but something about it is a little creepy. So it is kind of effective in that sense. But this one honestly barely even looks like Michael. It doesn't have that same look as some of the other movies. It's quite different. And I mean, if you compare it to the mask that they have on the movie poster, that one looks way more like Michael. Michael on the poster kind of looks like Michael from the original movie. So I don't know why they didn't just go with a better looking mask that looks like the one on the poster. But yeah, Halloween 5 is pretty damn terrible. Moving on, in 9th place, I have Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Obviously, this one is not great, but it is quite menacing looking. It is a little scarier than the 4 previously mentioned masks. I like kind of how beat up it looks. I really don't like the hair on this one though. I think the hair is pretty goofy looking. So nowhere near the best, but also not the worst in my opinion, which brings me to number 8. In 8th place, I have Rob Zombie's Halloween. This one is pretty similar to the previously mentioned one, just less beat up, pretty menacing looking, kind of scary. I don't really care for the eye holes on this one either, but not the worst one. Coming in at number 7, I have the mask from Halloween 4. This is another one that honestly is pretty terrible and in a way doesn't even look like Michael to me. But there is something about this one that is creepy looking. And if I saw someone just wearing that, staring at me, I would be thoroughly creeped out. So I guess it is effective in that sense. But it is pretty goofy looking at the same time. I don't know. Ranking these is pretty hard because most of them are pretty bad. Halloween 4, I think, is my favorite Halloween sequel. But the mask is just not great at all. Coming in at number 6, I have Halloween 6. This movie is honestly one of my least favorites in the franchise, but the mask really isn't that bad. It does kind of look like Michael more so than the previously mentioned ones. It's not terrible. I don't hate this mask. So that's why I have it ranked kind of in the middle. It's really not that bad. But there are quite a few that are a lot better. Which brings me to number 5. I have the mask from Halloween 2. This is another one where the movie is not my favorite, which a lot of people won't even agree with. There are a lot of people out there who love Halloween 2. I don't really care for it. I think it's kind of boring. But this mask honestly isn't terrible. Now apparently this is the actual mask from the original movie, but it looks a little dingier, dirtier because apparently Deborah Hill kept it stored under her bed, and she was a heavy smoker and smoked indoors. So this is all smoke damage for 3 years as it collected dust under her bed. So it is the actual mask from the original. It's honestly not terrible. Now coming in at number 4, I have Halloween Ends. I honestly think the masks from the new trilogy are great. I think they look the closest to the original movie. So I really was a big fan of the masks in the new trilogy, but out of all of those, the one from Ends is probably my least favorite because it is just a lot more beat up, which I guess some people would actually like that more because it just looks, because maybe they think it looks cooler the more beat up it is, but I don't know, I kind of like when it's a little bit cleaner looking. Which brings me to number 3. In third place, I have Halloween Kills. I just love the way this mask looks. It's honestly very scary looking. It's less beat up than the one from Ends, but more beat up than the one from 2018 because he does get set on fire. Just very menacing looking. I think everything about it looks great. The hair's good, the eye holes are good compared to some of the other terrible ones. So coming in at number 2, I have Halloween 2018. I just really love the look of this mask. It's so creepy looking. I think everything about it is great. There's really no complaints for me about this one. And it honestly looks the most like the original movie to me. Which brings me to number 1. Of course, we have the original. It's one of those things where nothing will beat the original for me. Halloween is like a perfect movie. Everything about it I love so much. The mask is so good. And this one is just my favorite. I'm sure a lot of you would agree as well. It is kind of crazy how after the original, literally every single mask after that is just so different from the last one. There's really no consistency with these masks. It's crazy. But there you have it. That is my ranking of the Michael Myers Halloween masks. Please leave a comment down below. Let me know which one is your favorite or what your overall ranking is. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on future posts. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.